Right, that's our crackpot out of the shop. To organize a small local car show, and we need to go and scope out the venue tomorrow. So I thought, what the hell, let me haul out the road gear, dust her off a little bit, and go through with her. It'll be fun. I've had quite a few guys ask me how I preserve the bare metal look and the patina caused by the rust. So let me show you quickly what I do. I basically use boiled linseed oil. It's very common, many others do that. I thin it down a little bit with turpentine, mineral spirits, same thing. The mixed ratio doesn't really matter. If you use it straight out the can, it's quite thick. So I just like to make it a little thinner, and that makes it just penetrate better and get into the cracks and the rust bits a little bit better. I see there's a reading of almost 3 fecal hertz here on the bullshit detector. I wonder where that is coming from. You can see here on this fender, and even on the old steel rim, that you can still see the bare metal, the sort of shiny bare steel. This had 1 coat of the boiled linseed oil mix. Yeah, about 6 months ago. So you can see it's working really well. And what's great about it is if you want to refresh it a little bit, you can just use a wire brush, make it a little bit more shiny to your liking, and give it a coat of the linseed oil again. So here's my boiled linseed oil. I've already thinned it because the bottle was half this empty, so I just added a little bit of mineral spirits to it. So I'm just going to put some on a lappie. Lappie is Afrikaans word for rag, but it's a very common word in South Africa now. Both English speaking and Afrikaans people are using it. So there's my lappie, and now I just basically wipe her on. And you can see how it makes everything pop out very nicely too. It's quite shiny the moment, but it does dull down a little bit when the boiled linseed oil dries. And on that note, don't use raw linseed oil. It takes forever to dry, it just becomes a sticky mess. Boiled linseed oil dries maybe within 24 hours. Let's see what happens if I do the tire. It's a very forgiving treatment, if that's the right word for it. Very easy to apply as well. Look at that, who needs those expensive, fancy tire black or tire shine product if you have got linseed oil? Let's freshen up the old spider here as well. It's a bit dusty here, but of course the linseed oil just gets rid of it. And if you put it on and you feel now you want it a little bit more metally, you can just use that wire brush until you're happy and then give it a coat again. So as I said, it's a very forgiving finish. And imagine, you know, with clear coat, 2K, pain in the ass to mix it up and spray it and all of that. And then if that clear coat gets a chip or gets scratched, how do you repair it? There's only one way. You need to sand it again and go through the whole drama with the spray gun. And there we go. So we're good to go for at least, I don't know, another 6 months. Depends on where you live. I live near the coast. Rust is quite a thing here. But it works very well for me. Maybe the copper body needs a little bit more shine as well. The linseed oil even works for keeping the copper from tarnishing. You know, our copper can actually tarnish very quickly. But yeah, the linseed oil will keep that like that for quite a long time. And my kick-ass spider is ready for action. Yeah, if you want to know, or if you would like me to do a video about making a kick-ass spider like this, let me know in the comments and I'll do it sometime in the future. Look at the fangs. It's no problem to apply the linseed oil over paint, metal, anything. So you can see here where I've joined the 2 parts, I patched the plate over it when I chopped the roof. I purposefully let it rust for a while, just to get that sort of patina effect. So let's give it a fresh new coat of oil, and we can go over the paint, no problem. Try not to get it onto my window. There we go. So yeah, I think I said it, hey, it's quite shiny now, but that shine will dull down a little as it dries. It becomes more of a sort of a satiny look, so it's not that shiny in the end. So if I feel I need more metal effect, you can see there's a shiny bit here, there it's sort of rusty. I can just sand it a little bit. To whichever way I'd like it to look. Get rid of that, some of that rust. Put my oil on. And you'll see now what it does, it sort of locks in the rust, stops it from going any further. Does change the color a little bit, and it just gives it that nice old sort of weathered look. So you can tune it, if I can say it like that, to whichever way you want it to look. If you don't like the bare metal look, you can let it rust first, like it is here or here, and then give it the coat of linseed oil. So these taillight brackets, holder, taillight holder, what would you call it? It's very dirty and dusty at the moment. I made it from new steel, and then I left it outside to rust, and then I just took off the worst of the rust with a wire brush, and you can just apply linseed mix straight over all of this now. And you get that kind of a look. And if you don't like it and you want more metal showing through, you can just use your wire brush, maybe create some highlights. Through all of this, I can do it right now, until I'm happy. Put my magical linseed oil mix back on. I posted a video about making your own name badges like this quite some time ago. There's a link up on the screen if you want to go see how I did it. Here's a section that is completely unchanged. It's just the original patina, weathered paint and rust. And I did coat it before, straight over, but I'm just refreshing it. And that's what that looks like. I'm going to freshen up my mud flaps a little as well. So I decided I want a little bit more of a bare metal look up here. So let's do the wire brush business. Let's see how you can play with it. You can really be sort of artistic if you want to be, and fade it in and have certain areas more bare metal look than other areas. Maybe I should make my skull and crossbones a little bit more shiny. Okay, I'm not gonna do all of it, just sort of highlights here and there. I think that's quite cool. And of course, aluminium oxidizes quite quickly. But again, boiled linseed oil mix will actually keep it like that for quite some time, because it seals out the oxygen. Let me freshen up the skeleton hand that holds the reverse light a little bit. So this is one reason why I like the oil to be quite thin, because in spots like this you can actually literally drip it on, let it run into the crevices, and then just wipe off the excess. Yeah, that was a bit much, but that's okay. So the excess fell on my fuel tank, but it doesn't matter. I can just give that a coat as well there and down there. I have now given this whole truck a wipe down with linseed oil, top to bottom, paint, metal, rubber hoses, even the tires. I suppose this is a rat version of a wax polish buff and shine or something like that. Yes, one thing the clever guy says, you should never dispose of these oily rags in a garbage bin. Apparently there is a chance that they can spontaneously combust. I've never seen that. I have been working with boiled linseed oil for many years. But yeah, who am I to argue? So that's recommended that you hang the rag out to dry, and only when it's dry do you dispose of it. All shined up and ready to rock. And now it started raining. You can probably hear the noise on my tin roof, so sorry about that. So yeah, we might have some mighty fun tomorrow. We'll see. I'll take the camera with. Who knows what will happen. Thanks very much for watching, you guys. Appreciate it. I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good one.